They finally snapped. Bitwise and Grayscale, two of the biggest names in crypto ETFs, just said, screw the SEC, we're not waiting any longer. They're setting up the XRP ETFs without the SEC approval. And I know that sounds wild, but bear with me. No permission, no green light, just pure calculated defiance. And honestly, this might be one of the biggest moments for crypto independence that we have ever seen. Today, we're breaking down exactly what's going on, how these ETF giants are bypassing the SEC, why this is shaking the entire financial world, and what it could mean for the XRP price in the weeks ahead. My name is Milkshake Matty. I'm the founder of the Crypto Wolfpack. Let's get into this video and see exactly what's going on.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I'm personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I'm not a financial advisor.
Let's start with the news that everybody is talking about. This week, both Bitwise and Grayscale, yes, Grayscale, filed all the paperwork for spot XRP ETFs. They're doing it without the official SEC sign-off. Bitwise has already listed a 0.34% management fee, and Grayscale's XRP ETF is coming at 0.35%. That's basically saying we're ready to launch, we've built the product, we are done waiting. Normally, that is a massive no-no. ETFs need explicit SEC approval before going live. But here's the wilder part. They found a loophole. Because of the partial government shutdown and the SEC's own backlog, companies can use an automatic effect rule, meaning if the SEC doesn't comment or object within 20 days, the ETFs can legally go live by default. If the SEC stays silent, the fund just activates. So Bitwise and Grayscale are calling the SEC's bluff and moving full steam ahead. It's bold, it's risky, but it also has to be seen as one of the most bullish statements for crypto right now. This isn't just about ETFs. This is about taking back control. For years, the SEC has held entire crypto industry hostage, delaying approvals, creating uncertainty, and cherry-picking winners. Remember how long they dragged their feet on the Bitcoin ETF, then the Ethereum one? Every delay cost billions in opportunities. Bitwise and Grayscale just flipped the table. They're saying, we're not asking anymore. They've watched regulators stall while innovation leaves the United States of America. They've watched countries like the UK, Switzerland, and the UAE embrace crypto regulations while America plays politics. So they're making a move that says, if you won't move, then we will. And honestly, this has got to be one of the most rebellious things I've seen for a long time. This is the first time in history that a major regulated asset manager are saying no to Washington. They're leveraging the law, outsmarting the system, and bringing XRP directly to institutional investors, with or without the SEC's blessing. So let's break down exactly why this moment matters, not just for XRP, but for the whole crypto market. If this ETF launches successfully, it opens the floodgates for institutional capital. Think pension funds, hedge funds, insurance groups, all getting exposure to XRP through regulated channels without ever touching an exchange. We're talking about billions in potential inflows. And here's the irony. The SEC's whole argument was to protect investors. But it's their delay that's been hurting the investors. Every month they stall, the world moves on. Now, Bitwise and Grayscale are saying enough is enough. This, in my eyes, is a power shift. The financial giants are siding with crypto, not the regulators. And for XRP specifically, this could be a redemption arc. After years of being labeled as a security, XRP could become one of the first altcoins with a fully traded ETF. That's not just good for Ripple, that's validation for every project that's been fighting the same uphill battle. The SEC just lost control of the narrative. For decades, Wall Street has played by the rules. Now, the same financial titans who manage trillions are moving without permission. That's probably terrifying for the SEC, because if the ETFs go live smoothly and attract massive inflows, it proves the agency was never protecting anybody. They were just blocking innovation. And once that happens, guess what? Other altcoin ETFs will follow. Cardano, Doge, even SHIB could be next. The dominoes are lined up, and XRP might be the first one to fall in the right direction. Now let's talk about the timing and the potential outcomes here. Here's the deal. Under this automatic effect rule, if the SEC doesn't intervene, the ETFs could technically go live within 2 weeks of today. Analysts at Bloomberg are giving XRP ETF approval odds roughly at about 65% right now, which is insane when you realize 2 weeks ago it was near zero. So what does that mean for the price action? Let's look at some recent examples. When the Solana ETF went live, it triggered a 17% run in the first 48 hours in price. Bitcoin ETFs generated billions in volumes in the first day. If XRP follows the same path, we could be staring down the barrel of a brand new mid-cap altcoin rally. Now, I'm not saying that you should ape in. You know our Wolfpack rules. Risk management first. But the setup is definitely there. So here's how I'm approaching it. I'm going to be making sure I'm keeping my guardrails on. I'm not going to over leverage. I'm going to make sure that I'm managing my risk. I'm not going to be putting in more onto a trade than I can afford to lose. These are sensible things that you need to stick to, no matter how bullish sentiment might feel. Make sure you're taking profits early, not waiting for the moonshot. These are sensible ways to construct your trades. The aim is not to be gambling. It's to have precision. But when this approval hits, or even the rumor of the approval, you want to be ready. Not reckless. Long term, this move signals something much, much bigger. Crypto isn't just being adopted. It's being absorbed into the global financial system. We're watching the transition from rebellion to recognition. Bitcoin ETFs, they cracked the first wall. Ethereum ETFs showed the regulators could not stop the progress. And now then XRP ETFs are about to punch through the rest. This is exactly how a new asset class is born. Not with permission, but with persistence. And you know what's wild? Ripple itself doesn't even control this narrative anymore. The community, the institutions, and the markets do. That's the whole point of decentralization. So whether you're holding XRP, you're trading it, or just watching, understand this. You are witnessing history in real time. A regulated product tied to one of crypto's most controversial assets is about to go live without SEC consent. That's not just finance, that's defiance. However, let's stay grounded. This is still crypto, and anything can change overnight. The SEC could step in last minute and just put a halt to everything. They could demand amendments or stall the process with legal jargon and noise. And if that happens, the hype could unwind quickly. So manage your expectations. But as it stands right now, it looks like it's full steam ahead. Remember, the market often prices in the rumor, then sells the event. Don't chase those candles. Trade the structure, not the emotion. For anybody watching from the UK, the EU, or other regions, remember these US ETFs might not be available to you directly, but the sentiment will still move markets globally. If the American institutions pile in, liquidity and momentum will follow. Inside the Wolfpack, we're watching this play day by day. We've got live signals running. We're tracking every development as it hits the wire. The goal isn't to guess, it's to react with data. If the ETFs go live, expect volatility. We'll see the Howline light up, Paula line confirmations, and our Wolf automation triggers and ready to run. If it gets delayed, we'll tighten up, scalp reactions, and wait for confirmation. Either way, we win by being prepared. If you want to trade this event live with us, join the Wolfpack. There's a link in the description, or you can head over to milkshakematty.com. You'll get access to our private community where we call these plays before they hit the mainstream news. Let's go and quickly look at the prices of crypto right now as we're speaking. As of recording, Bitcoin is sitting around 103,700 US dollars. Ethereum is sat lovely at about $3,463. That sounds cheap to me, I'm going to be honest. And then XRP is down to $2.23. Remember, the smart money positions early. Retail joins later after the price has shot back up again. If this ETF rumor gets even 10% confirmation, we could see XRP break that $2.50, $2.60 mark real quick. Above that level, we've got open air all the way to $3. But again, confirmation first, hype second. This story isn't about paperwork. It's about power. The SEC spent years trying to control crypto. And now, for the first time, the institutions are saying no. You don't get to decide the future. Bitwise and Grayscale are moving forward with or without them. And that's the moment we've all been waiting for, the day traditional finance stops asking for permission. If they pull this off, XRP won't just have an ETF, it'll have a legacy. I appreciate every single one of you for watching this video and making it to the end. So if you could hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop me a comment down below and let me know your feeling about XRP and the crypto market in general. Is it all doom and gloom? Because when I'm looking across social media right now, there is a lot of down people. However, I'm feeling quite bullish. Yes, I know it's dipping, but these dips are a time for accumulation, right? The money's made in the bear market and the bear cycles, not during the hype moments. So stay alert, trade smart, drop me a comment down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, and I'll see you on the next one. And remember, the strength of the wolf is in the pack.